What is going on, guys? Ed Bandicoot 101 here, and welcome to my overview comparing the Beats Pros with the Beats EPs. Right, to kick things off, I've made a list which is over to my side of a comparison between the two. So I'm trying to remember it all, but I'm incapable. So I have got a list of what I need to remember. So we're going to compare several things: comfort, sound quality, what you get in the package, and value for money. And obviously these are very different ends of the market. Looking at the Beats Pros, they cost £350 or $400 US, making them the most expensive Beats available to date. Next to them, the Beats EPs are the cheapest on-ear Beats ever made, or the cheapest headphone style Beats ever made, coming in with a retail price of £90 or 120-ish US dollars, I'm imagining, if they're £90, which is pretty damn cheap for a pair of Beats headphones that are, designer and do, to be fair, look very nice. So, let's compare them. First of all, comfort. I would have to say, despite being on-ear, the Beats EPs are a much more comfy headphone. They're a lot lighter, despite having a metal construction and feeling very sturdy, especially for the price point, and they sit on your ears very nicely. I would say you can wear them for a lot longer. With the Beats Pros, if you wear them for more than 20 to 30 minutes at a time, I do find I get pain on the upper ridge of my ear. That could just be me, but it's the fact that they're very heavy in metal, and the fact that they kind of sit on top of your ears a bit, no matter how you adjust the headband. I've got quite a small head. Makes them a little bit more uncomfortable for me. And the fact that they weigh nearly half a kilo, and I'd say they're about a fifth of the weight, I think, because they are nearly half a kilo in weight, which is a hell of a lot to have around your head just for listening to music. So maybe if you sat down, but if you're moving about, you definitely want something lighter, more like the EPs. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty. Sound quality wise, which is what you guys really care about, I would have to obviously give this award to the Beats Pros. But that is specifically because I genuinely like their sound signature. The Beats Pros have a lot more instrument separation, much more bass, and I think they give an overall spatial awareness to the music. You can hear where things are coming from, everything seems very separate, and while the excessive amount of bass in the Pros does muddy out the vocals a bit, the vocals are still very clear, and I think they sound truer to life as to what it would be like listening to the music live as to rather what it would be like listening with the EPs. They sound a bit less wide, there's less separation in the sound, and to be fair, the vocals I'd say are more clear but less true to life, if you know what I mean. They're a bit, they're very pronounced, and I'm not sure I like that because I listen to a lot of rap and a lot of dubsteppy type music, so the really aggressive sound signature on the Pros is something that I find really useful. In terms of the treble, the Beats Pros also have to take the win. They've got a real nice reverberation to the treble, and I feel all of it reverberates really well. It gives you a real spatial awareness, as I previously mentioned. So the treble has to go to the Pros, but the bass also has to go to the Pros, I'm afraid. However, for clarity of vocals and the emphasis on vocals, for things like charts music, maybe some rock, anything like that, I'd have to give it to the Beats EPs. They've really seemed to change their sound signature with the recent models and get it a lot more flat than it used to be, because these are certainly designed to emphasise bass, where these are much flatter and give you a much more true to life sound signature in terms of the being more flat and honest as to what the music should sound like. However, I still prefer the Pros because of the fact that I listen to a lot of rap. Build quality wise, obviously the Pros are going to win. Solid aluminium, I've had these 2 years. Yeah, the leather's a bit beaten up, genuine leather, but I mean, I could run these things over and I'm pretty convinced they'd still come out alright. Whereas the EPs are very good build quality for the money. The EPs have still got a metal construction, cable tied around stuff at the back there. So they've still got a full metal construction. The side bits there, while being very, very thin, are definitely metal, and they don't flex at all, which I was quite surprised by. And they're a lot lighter, but I would have to say, build quality wise, I'd say these are ample, if not very good, for the price point. Cables, now you do get two separate cables with the Beats Pros. You get a standard one with an inline remote, but you also get a really thick one that locks in place, which I'm sure you guys have seen. I'm not sure where my thick one is actually, I believe I've lost that, so I can't show you that, but you do get two cables with it, one of which locks and is much higher quality, but it's nice to have them removable. Now these also have the feature of a headphone pass-through, so it has two headphone inputs, whether you want to wear your cable on the left or right, depending on whether your computer is or what you're listening to, fair play. So they're removable and you can wear it either side, but also if you have a friend with you and you want to share the music, they can plug another set of headphones directly into the other side, which is brilliant because you can share your music without the need of a splitter or anything like that, because it has an inbuilt splitter, which is a fantastic feature. It's great for sharing music, and it's been really useful at places like college where you want to share your music and things. I've used them a lot then, and I think that's a really cool feature. On the other hand, the cable on the EPs is a flat cable, it is non-removable, and I'd have to say the quality is a little bit poor, to be honest. I'd have liked to have seen it if just one cable come with it, if it was a removable one with an inline mic. It does have an inline mic and volume adjustment that works with iOS, and I think you can skip tracks in Android, but come on guys, we want a removable cable. I appreciate the price point's low, but it does mean if this cable breaks, the headphones are kaput, and you're going to need to get them repaired or buy a new pair, which kind of sucks because cables are the bit that obviously see all the wear and tear. So, that's pretty much all I have to say. Depending on the price point, if you can afford it, I would highly recommend picking up the Pros just because of the fact that I love their sound signature. They're aggressive, they're really bassy, and they really emphasise the highs. And while the vocals are a bit drowned out, it does sound really true to life and gives you good spatial awareness and instrument separation. Where the EPs give you a much more flat sound signature, especially due to their smaller drive. You know, it's a lot punchier, a lot more flat. But I'd have to say you get less immersed in the music, despite it being more true to life as to what the track should sound like. That's my overview and comparison between the Beats Pros and the new Beats EPs. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, so please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Bandicoot101, like my Facebook page at Bandicoot101, and follow me on Instagram at Bandicoot101. Links to all that good stuff will be down in the description below, and I'll see you guys very soon with more awesome gaming and tech content. See you later.